Got a really quick video for you today, I hope. And this one is exciting for me because Sonokinetic has a sale on right now. And there's a whole bunch of things that you can check out. It's actually through Native Instruments, so I'll put an affiliate link in the description. And with this little video, I just want to give you a taste of Noir, which is a library by Sonokinetic, not to be confused with the piano library from Native Instruments. I've got a video on it that I'm going to link to because I go into a lot of detail and I don't want to recreate it. So make sure you go check out that video if you're into this one. I've got a couple other Sonokinetic videos. I'll put links to those in the description as well, including one on Indie, which is also on sale right now. So very exciting. But what I want to do in this one is just give you a little taste of Noir so that you get intrigued and go check out the other video and really decide if this is something that you want to pick up. It's 50% off right now. I don't want you buying something that is not going to work for what you do, but for what I do, it's probably the coolest phrase library I've ever seen. And it just works for what I do. So if it works for you, you're going to love it too. And just so you know, we're going through a horrible incident that happened with my wife in the last few days. And she's okay, but there is going to be some trauma that's going to last for a very long time. So I wasn't going to make a video at all today, but I kind of thought, you know, YouTube is probably the most positive place for me on the planet right now. And I never thought it was going to be this way, but it is. And I love you guys, and send your positive vibes, your prayers, and we'll take all of that stuff as well. So enough of the heavy stuff. Let's just have a quick look at Noir and then point you to those other videos so you can check it out. So why is Noir so freaking awesome? It's because it is a phrase library that is using jazz instruments, but it's going to work so perfectly in hip hop, chill, lo-fi, neo-soul, all of that kind of vibe of music. But with these libraries, with these phrase-based libraries, you get these beautifully played phrases by real instruments, and they're going to be in the same key and the same tempo as your project right to begin with. And with this particular library, they've got the instruments as sections. So you've got things like strings, definitely worth it just for the strings, but I'm going to show you here particularly the Noir solos. So we've got the sections and solos. You'll see both of them in the other video that I've done, but we're just going to start play around with a few little of these solos. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down a little chord progression, just so we have somewhere to start with, because these phrases are all bound to keys, which is beautiful. So let's put down some chords with the Scarby Mark I. I love this old Rhodes instrument. I mean, I like my real Rhodes better, but here we go. Let's put down some chords. All right, nice. So all I'm doing is going between an F major 7 and an E major 7. This really nice little shift. So what you get is a bunch of slots here for instruments. And each of these slots gives you 4 notes. So we can see C, C sharp, D, D sharp. And then we've got E, F, F sharp, G, and so on. And those correspond to these notes, these yellow notes right here. So it shows up on my complete control. The first 4 notes are going to trigger these saxophone phrases. The next 4 notes are going to trigger these clarinet phrases. And then the next ones are the trumpets, and so on and so forth. I like going with the close mics because I want to put reverb on afterwards. The other thing is, if you don't have a reverb tail when you're chopping stuff up, it can be a little bit more convincing, although sometimes that sounds cool. So you get to choose, and you can hear how dry these sounds are. Let's go here. Decatree, far, and wide. So I'll just show you some of these ones right here so you can hear what some of them sound like. And if I change the chord in my left hand, let's play a G minor. Now let's play F minor. And they're all staying to my tempo of 80 beats per minute, which is perfect. I think they were recorded at 100 if I'm not mistaken. So it's slowing them down significantly, but they still sound fantastic. So again, left hand plays the chord, right hand plays the phrase, and then it will adapt the phrase to fit whatever chord you're playing. And in this one, we could play major, minor, or dominant 7 chords in the left hand. And then up at the top, we've got piano as well, which is just beautiful. Let's change the key. It's like stunning grand piano stuff. That was the arpeggiated versions of the piano. We've got the high versions here as well. And then if we switch this little arrow here, we can get to the mid phrases, and then we're back to the arpeggiated one. So here's mid phrases. Isn't that awesome? So a lot of the things they do with these libraries is make them so that you can play a whole bunch of phrases at the same time. And for me, I'd rather just find one beautiful phrase, put it in a machine, chop it up, and then play with it, or just leave it the way it is. But that to me is what this is all about. I want to take a phrase and then make it my own. And we can do a ton with looping and sampling and stuff like that, as everybody knows. Let's put a beat down, and then we'll put some of these phrases in, and I'll just show you how to quickly do that. So let's go over to our groups. We got a nice little kit in there from Satin Looks, and I just added an open hi-hat. I feel like every kit needs an open hi-hat. So, all right, here we go. Let's put a beat down for this one. We can try some of the different phrases out by clicking right here on these little arrows. I'm going to crank up the volume all the way up because these are all really quiet, I find. Okay, so I've gone through these phrases and found a bunch that I like. I'm going to change this one right here to saxophone. So we're going to go saxophone, and we're going to put this one on 2 and this one on 1. Here we go. I'm going to put these 2 phrases in. So you can hear the breathing of the saxophone player. It's just awesome. And it's all perfectly in the right tempo and key. So I just put some reverb on. We're going to leave those phrases with the sax, but let's go try another instrument out. I'll quickly throw in some strings. So I'm going to make a new group here, and we're going to use the sections in Noir, which you really need to go watch my video on so you can see everything that's in there. But let's just go over to sections and drop in some string phrases. And the way this works is you've got a whole bunch of sections. And if I click on the phrase right here, this little hieroglyphic, then you can see the different sections. We've got strings, woodwinds, and brass, and they're all grouped by these almost like themes. So they've got these funny little symbols that give you some idea of what each phrase sounds like. And then these are all going to change. And these phrases are all going to change according to the key that you, or the chord that you play. So let's just go with this top one right here. And I'm going to play an F major chord. So all we really need now is just a little bass line. So I'll put a bass line in, but do go check out my other video on Noir. I really think you're going to be excited about using these phrases. Just goes way beyond just using some kind of loop library, because you're getting the key, you're getting the tempo of your project, and you're getting the chords of your chord progression, if you know what those are. So let's play a bass line, and I'll see you in the next video. Mm-hmm.